Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to everyone. My name is Denzel, and I and my co-members will discuss a theory founded by Prof. Benner. Before we begin with our main topic, the human ecology theory, let us first discuss who came up with this theory, the life of Yuri Benner. He was born on April 29, 1917 in Moscow, Russia. He died at his home in Ithaca, New York on September 25th, 2005 at the age of 88 due to the complications with diabetes. He has six children, and I will not disclose their name as they are not relevant to the topic. Then, his education. Rofenben received a bachelor in psychology and music from Cornell University in Ithaca, New York in 1938. He earned a master's in education from Harvard in 1940 and a doctorate in developmental psychology from the University of Michigan in 1942. He was a Russian-born American psychologist, best known for using a contextual framework to better understand the human development. He came up with this theory called ecological system theory or human ecology theory. When Brahman Penner was a child, his neuropathologist father frequently emphasized the connection between living things and their environment. These real-world examples were developed into theories about the ecology of human development, and they were further developed during Venner's cross-cultural field research in locations like China, Europe, and USSR. His research led him to the conclusion that human development is a long-term transformation on how an individual perceives and interacts with their environment. History gives us insight on what might affect the child's mind or development based on the environment that he or she is in. Before we begin with our theory, let us know first how and when this theory was founded.
Now let's tackle the history of the ecological system theory by Yuri Bronfenbrenner. So, ano nga ba kung saan nga ba nakafocus ang teoryang ito? So, according to him, according to Yuri Bronfenbrenner, his theory is focuses of an individual's child's development. So, he proposed his theory on 1979. He emphasized kung paano nakaka-impluwensya ang isang various environmental systems sa isang human development. So, his work looked beyond on individuals' development. Um, his theory is one of the most accepted explanations regarding the influence of social environments on human development. So he recognized that there are multiple aspects of a developing child's life, and then he organized them in order of how much of an impact they have on a child. So dito na papasok ang five levels, which is the microsystem, the mesosystem, the exosystem, the macrosystem, and the chronosystem. So what are those levels? So we have the next reporter to discuss the or to explain to you guys what are those levels.
Hi Ma'am Gonzales, hi everyone. I-discuss ko po sa inyo ang 5 subsystem which is microsystem, mesosystem, ecosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. Explanation ko po sa ecological theory is nag-observe po siya ng environment ng mga bata para matuto sila at magka-idea na agad hanggat bata pa sila. Para mabigyan agad nila ang kakayahan ng mga bata para matuto at maging maayos based sa kapaligiran, kinabibilangan o kinalolooban nila. Halimbawa ay kung mabuti ang environment ng kinalolooban nila, magiging ganun din sila agad. Regarding to education, if the environment is often the new learning, the child can adopt the environment and become eager to learn something new. Yun lang po. Maraming salamat.
So now let's proceed to the microsystem. So microsystem is the first level of the Bronfenbrenner's theory, and it have the direct contact with the child in their immediate environment. with the parents, siblings, school peers, society, and the teachers. So meaning to say that microsystem is the layer that closest to the child and contains the structures with which the child has direct contact. So meaning to say, ito yung one of the subsystem na pinaka nagda-direct contact siya sa mga taong nasa paligid niya, pwedeng sa bahay nila, sa school or sa society. So, microsystem is bidirectional. So, pwede siyang maka-influence sa mga matatanda and pwede rin natin silang ma-influence. So, yung microsystem is makakatulong siya sa mga bata, hindi lang sa mga bata, kundi sa ating matatanda din o sa mga taong kausap nila. Kasi, the way they act or the way we act is pwede na tayong maka-influence sa kanila. So, the perfect example of the microsystem is a child parents may affect his or her beliefs and behavior. However, the child can also affect the behavior and beliefs of their parents or family. So, it says here that the child can also influence the parents not only in the behavior but also in the attitude and beliefs. So, kung makikita natin sa example niya, malilinaw sa atin na ang microsystem is vice versa. Meaning to say, hindi lang siya pwedeng laging ang parents yung magtuturo, laging yung mas makakatanda yung magsasabi sa mga bata kung ano yung tama at mali. Meron din mga bata or pwede rin yung mga bata na magsabi sa atin na na nakakatanda sa kanila or sa immediate family nila kung ano yung para sa kanila, yun yung tama. Okay, so now let's proceed in the application in education. So how do we apply the microsystem in education? So the microsystem have a direct influence on the child's development. So to apply it in education, teacher and parents should maintain the good communication with each other and work together to benefit the child's development in educational practices. Meaning to say, kailangan maging collaborative yung teachers and parents. So, para makita ng mga bata na, yung teacher natin and yung parents natin nagkakaisa. Para ma-apply din nila yon sa kanila or sa ibang tao. So, hindi lang natin to i-apply sa education. Pwede natin siyang i-apply sa ating society and sa ating bahay. So, sa society naman, pwede natin na ayusin yung pakikitungo sa mga bata para habang lumalaki sila, alam nila kung paano makitungo ng tama sa mga tao. Sa bahay naman, dito nagsisimula yung mga good communication and yung proper treatment sa mga ibang tao. So, dito natin tuturuan ng mga respeto, ng paggalang ng mga bata sa ibang tao, sa matatanda man yan o mas bata sa kanila. So I hope you learned something about the microsystem. So now let's proceed to the second subsystem.
So now let's tackle about Bertrand-Benner's second level of social environment, which is the mesosystem. When we say mesosystem, it encompasses the interactions of different microsystems which children find themselves in. Meaning, kapag sinabi nating mesosystem, ito yung pakikipag-ugnayan or interactions ng environment na nandoon sa loob ng microsystem. It is also involves linkage between home and school, between peer group and family between family and community. So how does mesosystem influence us? It shapes an individual development. It can be positive or negative. So, paano siya nagiging negative? Halimbawa ako, may gusto ako sa lihang sports. Kunyari, taekwondo, gusto kong sumali ng taekwondo. Kapag yung family ko, hindi ako suportado, at kapag tuwing magpa-practice, pwedeng hindi ako maka-attend, or pwedeng tumakas ako, magre-resulta ng pagsuway ko sa aking mga magulang. Kapag naman kabaliktaran ang nangyari, syempre kung suportado ako ng magulang ko, may possibility na mas mag-excel ako sa sports na yon. And for you to better understand these lessons, I will give an example or situation on how they can interact to each other. Number 1 is between home and school. Alam naman natin na sa school ay maraming iba't ibang events. Isa na doon ay ang family day. Kapag sinabing family day, si nanay at si tatay kasama ng estudyante, syempre, ay kailangan pumunta sa school at i-celebrate ang family day. Doon magsasagawa sila ng iba't ibang activities, katulad ng games. And doon sa paglalaro nila ng games, makikita natin ang kung paano sila nag-i-interact sa isa't isa. And number two is between peer group and family. Halimbawa, kapag birthday ng kaibigan ko, syempre pupunta ako sa kanila. At doon makikita ko yung siblings niya and yung family niya. And syempre magkakaroon ng interactions doon. And that's all for the message system. Thank you.
Good day, everyone. My name is Chelsea Tan. Today, I will be sharing with you about ecosystem Bronfenbrenner's ecological theory. So first, let us know what really ecosystem is. According to Bronfenbrenner's, ecosystems include various formal and informal structures that don't directly affect children but have an indirect impact on one of the microsystems because of how these structures affect that microsystem. For example, consider the area, parents' places of employment, parents' social circles, and the media. These are the settings that the child is not part of and are outside of their experience, but they nonetheless have an impact on them. If one of the parents had a conflict with their work supervisor at work, this be an example of ecosystem influencing the child development. A parent's quick temper with a child when they get home from work because of anything that happened there could have a detrimental impact on the child's development.
Now let's talk about macrosystem. Macrosystem is the fourth system in von Penbrenner ecological theory. Macrosystem, it is the values, culture, and social culture where the child grow up that influence child to develop his or her own perspective, identity, and values. To further understand what is macrosystem, I will give you another example aside from the PT. Example po nito is yung batang lumaki sa Christian family at yung batang lumaki naman po sa Muslim family. So, makikita naman po natin kaagad yung pagkakaiba sa pangalan pa lang at yung sa paniniwala at yung culture na meron sila. So, ang mga Christian ay naniniwala kay Jesus Christ as their Savior and God, and on the other hand naman is, ang Muslim ay naniniwala kay Allah as their God. So, makikita po natin doon na magkaiba po yung mga possible na maging culture ng bata dahil meron po silang sarili-sariling culture kung saan sila lumaki at ito rin po yung possible na maging culture or values and beliefs po nila. So, hindi naman pwede ang bata lumaki sa Christian ay maniwala na si Allah yung God nila because hindi naman po siya lumaki sa Muslim family. At yung Muslim family, hindi naman pong pwedeng maniwala, impossible po na maniwala siya kay Jesus Christ because hindi naman po siya lumaki sa Christian family. So, ayun po yung macro system kung saan yung environment na kanalakihan ng bata is malaki yung effector or kayang maimpluwensyahan yung bata para ma-develop yun po yung kanyang own identity, values, and perspective. So ang application po ng macro system, hindi lang po para sa atin ng mga future educator, but as a student and as a person na gitan po na alam po natin yung rason kung bakit iba po yung paniniwala o bakit po iba yung beliefs na meron sila sa atin ay mauunawaan natin sila at marerespeto po natin sila kahit na iba po yung mga paniniwala or yung culture na meron po sila. Yung student po natin as a future educator and yung mga tao po na pwede po nating makasalamuha ay kahit po iba yung paniniwala or yung culture na meron sila is may intindihan at maunawaan po natin sila na hindi po natin sila i-judge na bakit iba yung culture nila sa atin na mali sila because we know the reason why they have those culture and beliefs, and that's why we can understand other and our students.
Okay, so let's proceed to our chrono system. So basically, it's all about the dimension of time in relation to a person's development. Coming from the word itself, chrono, meaning to say it is all about the time. So, depende sa time and age kung saan ka lumaki, iba rin yung magiging development mo as a person or as an individual. Okay, for example, when you compare you and your grandparents, for example, yung values nila, iba yung development nila sa atin. Of course, because the time where and when they grew up is different from the time when we grow up. Okay, for another example is yung development natin ngayon as a teenager, we are so glued to our mobile devices because of the time where we raised and where we are born. Compared to the time na TV lang and yung malaki pa yung likod na TV yung gamit natin. So, ngayon meron na tayong flat screen na dati wala pang masyadong gadgets. Kung meron man, hindi gaanong pinapansin kasi nga mas gusto natin yung bonding before. Ngayon, tayo super glued na natin sa ating mga mobile devices. So again, chrono system is basically all about the dimension of time in relation to a person's development. Thank you.